Welcome, Janesville. This is JPAC Behind the Curtain, and I'm here today with Jim McCulloch, who happens to be the Education Outreach Coordinator, and a couple other guests that we have here today. We have Edie Baran, who happens to be actually the Executive Director for the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, and she's also an actor in 1984. And then we also have Jim Doyle, who is also an actor in 1984, so we're really blessed to have these two actors here at the show today. But Jim, let's see. Actually, for 1984, I don't know which one would want to talk about. I know that Mike Stallsberg, who is the technical director for JPAC, is the one who's directing the show.
He's directing it for Stage One, which is a local community theater company. Stage One actually started way back in like 1980 at UW-Rock County, kind of went to sleep for a while and has been resurrected a few years ago by Mike Stallsberg and Pat Tome and a few other people. And it's a really exciting play. I've been involved with Stage One off and on through the years, and I just want to take a second to applaud them for having the courage to do something that a lot of people would see as very political and dark and heavy. It's not a laugh a minute, you know. So thank you, Stage One, for having the courage to do this.
Yeah, I think the thing about science fiction, authors, it's just amazing what kind of vision they can have of how our future can be bent and shaped and changed in such a bizarre direction. I know the author Philip K. Dick, I read a lot of his stuff, and I find him just fantastic. And some of the plays you listen to, or some of the stories that I listen to when I do a book on tape, or if I read, they just he talks about the different directions in which way humanity can go, and a lot of these writings might have been written in the 60s. And it's just amazing how people had such an insight into the way the world could be twisted and changed.
Well, the book itself was written and first published in 1949, so who knows when he actually started working on it. But that was right on the tail of World War II and fascism. And what I found really interesting, this is a copy of the reprint from 1984, from the year 1984. They republished the novel. And there's a wonderful preface by Walter Cronkite, we all know that name. And he says that 1984 is not a prophecy, but a warning about the future of human freedom in a world where political organization and technology can manufacture a power in dimensions that would have stunned the imaginations of earlier ages. It was not a work of science fiction, he says. It was a novelistic essay on power, how it is acquired and maintained, how those who seek it or seek to keep it tend to sacrifice anything and everything in its name. 1984 is an anguished lament and a warning that we may not be strong enough, nor wise enough, nor moral enough to cope with the kind of power we have learned to amass. That's by Walter Cronkite. And for me, this just really hit home as I was studying the play and the character that I play in it. So I encourage people to come. It'll be a little different than what you've seen at some of the JPAC plays. But it'll be worth it. Lots of food for thought, and I'm sure lots of discussion after the play.
Yeah. Now, Jim, what role do you have in the play? Tell us a little about your experience with the subject matter.
Well, I play O'Brien. O'Brien is a kind of a mercurial character. Don't want to give away any spoilers, although I assume a significant portion of the audience will have read the book. But he seems to be a good guy, but he's also kind of the face of the party and essentially delivers the party message and the party's vision for the future. Wow.
So, so you're kind of that hidden man, or?
No, he's not hidden at all. He's what's called an inner party member. He's basically everybody's boss, but has one of these characters that can seem rather almost fatherly and benign while he's doing some really screwed up things.
It's a pleasure watching you on stage during rehearsal. He does come off so nice, and he's so bad.
But yeah, it's a really fun part. It's a great, one of the great bad guys in theater, maybe. But yeah.
Yeah, anything else you'd like to add, you know, Edie?
Well, we open this Friday. We play for 2 weekends at the Janesville Performing Arts Center. It's a stage 1 production. A lot of really good people are in it who are putting so much work into it. And if I may just say something about community actors in general, you know, this is not our job. We don't get to do this 8 hours a day and get paid. We do our other things, and then we go to rehearsal, and it's just amazing what people pour into this. I think it's going to be a good production. It's going to make the audience work, which is not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people know me more as the director and the producer, and so I get a chance. You can see me on stage. I love my character. I'm not on stage much, which is good because I can't memorize lines that well. But she's an interesting character. She plays, she's the proletariat, and so that's the working class, the lower class. And in Act 1, O'Brien's people say basically that we of the lower class are not even human, and they don't consider us human. And so that gives me a lot of energy to build my character off of that.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. I think one thing to remember too, as people are watching this, that there are student ticket prices, which is great. So, you know, please take advantage of that if you're a student. Also, you know, it's very affordable to go see a show like this, and the theater is a wonderful place to see it in. So we're really fortunate to have the show come here. So
yeah, it's a beautiful house.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
We will be on main stage.
Okay.
Yeah, not in the gallery for this one. And we do have a Big Brother, and Big Brother is watching the audience all the time.
Oh yeah, there's also the sets are going to be very sparse, but there actually is some video, so there's actually sort of a mix of really sparse sets, but some high-tech elements to the production too.
Yeah, Mike was talking to me before he started doing the video production for this thing, so we got a chance to kind of touch base, and he was really excited about what was going to come up with that. So it's very cool. All right, well, very good. Let's move on to some of the other things that are happening at JPAC. We got Night Watch, which is Janesville's Little Theater. That's directed by Steve Shaw.
Yep, Steve Shaw is going to be directing that. That's our other theatrical resident group, Janesville Little Theater. Been around for many years, and this is a little bit of a departure for them. It's going to be a murder mystery. So anybody that likes a good mystery, want to come out and see that, Night Watch. That opens up after 1984 closes, so you run for 2 weekends, and then JLT moves in, and they get the last 2 weekends in April, and they'll be performing that down in our gallery space. It's our smaller, more intimate venue that we've got there. So tickets for that are on sale. You can get tickets for 1984 as well as Night Watch. You can get those by going online, which is janesvillepac.org, or you can certainly call the box office and you can get tickets there anytime during box office hours. And the phone number for that is 608-758-0297.
Very good.
So yeah, it's a great time. April is theater month at JPAC, so we've got lots of our resident groups, and then it finishes off the first weekend in May. We go into a whole bunch of stuff with the education outreach stuff. We have our classes, which right now we are currently doing our 2 choir programs, our sing out class, which is for our younger kids to just kind of get their feet wet and get into the choirs eventually. And then we've got our 2 acting classes, which I take charge of those. So we are in the process of putting together our productions. The choir are putting together a modern Broadway is what they're calling it. So anything past 2000 until present, they're going to focus on that. They're not going to focus on the old school stuff. They want to do more of the contemporary Broadway. So they've got lots of different things. I think they're doing some songs from Waitress, from Hairspray. I think they're even pulling a couple from I'm assuming it's going to be a future Broadway hit, which would be The Greatest Showman. So they've got a couple of songs that they're going to be doing from that soundtrack as well. So that goes up the first weekend. The first weekend in May is immense. We've got lots of things with BJSO, which Edie's going to talk about a little bit. But that first weekend, going into the weekend, it starts with our Music and Drama Festival, which is on May 8th. And that's a Thursday evening. And that basically is our recital for what we've been doing for our choirs and for our acting classes. So it comes together for an evening of music, drama. The kids get to perform. So we've got over... by the time we have all of the students combined, we've probably got over 60 students that'll be performing on the stage that night, up on the main stage. Everything from short skits to Broadway tunes. It's fun for the whole family, so tickets are very affordable. They're $5, and those also can be purchased online or at the box office. Lexi Klein and Carlene Courtney, they're our choir directors. They do a fantastic job with the choir, getting the kids all performance ready, and just really bringing out some really amazing talent in our kids. And then I work with the actors, so we get them all kind of going up with that. So $5 for tickets, May 8th. That kicks off the beginning of May, and then we move into, we'll go with Lonestar, which is our gala, and that's on May 5th. Lonestar, very popular country group. They'll be coming in, performing on the main stage for us. Tickets, very reasonable price, $60 to see a class act of country performers. They'll be taking the stage that night, and then we have our gala. This is our major fundraiser for the year. For JPAC, so a lot of our programming is based upon this gala and how much money we can bring in from the community to support the arts throughout the year. So it's a fantastic time. The community comes out and supports it. Great music. There's food beforehand, cash bar, and then just a great performance. Coming off of last year, we had Leanne Rhymes. This will be kind of on that same flavor. They're going to be a little more. They're not going to be as acoustical as she was, so it'll be a little louder and stuff. But it's a really nice space. That'll be filled up nicely with that. So if you're a Lonestar fan, tickets are still available, but they are going quickly. So I would recommend, if you're interested in getting tickets, to call up the box office and reserve your seat as soon as you can. So yeah.
It's great to hear that you're selling all these tickets out.
It's amazing. This year has been a banner year for JPAC. We've really come alive. Our children's programming, our educational stuff is really coming hold. BJSO is back in the house, and they've been doing some amazing concerts for us this year, bringing out to the community, as well as 1984, Night Watch. Our community groups are doing very well. So it's a bonus year for JPAC, I think, and everybody's doing really well. So yeah.
So, BJSO.
Oh, I get to change hats here. You know, people in the arts community in Janesville wear a lot of hats. You know, we all do. So BJSO is the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra, and I'm thrilled to be working with them. I've been with them a couple of years now. We are doing Beethoven Symphony No. 9, and that has the famous Ode to Joy. Anybody want to hum a few bars? There we go. Very good. And we will be featuring the Beloit College choirs under the direction of Christopher Joyner, and they will be singing, and community members have joined the choir for this, so they'll be singing Ode to Joy. And Beloit College's Dr. Ian Nee is our guest conductor for the overture, and he's going to do the Beethoven's Egmont Overture. And Saturday, May 5th, down in Eaton Chapel, but better than that, Sunday, May 6th, here at the Janesville Performing Arts Center, afternoon concert at 2 o'clock, and we're going to have a brunch at 12:30, catered by Best Events. They're one of the best catering companies around here. And the maestro will be doing a pre-concert chat with the maestro at 1:15. Dr. Rob Tamaro will be talking about Beethoven, and he calls him the first rock star. And Rob really does a great job in researching and putting together wonderful pre-concert talks. He did a great job with Mahler. So we'll be having that during the brunch. And brunch tickets, just go online to the Beloit Janesville Symphony Orchestra website, and we'll help you with brunch tickets. But the JPAC concert tickets you get right online, as Jim mentioned, JanesvillePAC.org. All right, and it is exciting to have a full professional orchestra. It's amazing to have one in a town, in an area of this size, and we perform both in Beloit and in Janesville, and we're housed in Beloit.
Okay,
so. Yeah, there is a lot going on at JPAC.
There's a lot going on
there?
in April and May, and then we open up. We have our summer program, which we'll talk about more next month. But the audition notices have gone out. We're going to be having our auditions for Willy Wonka Jr., which opens this summer. That's our summer programming. We are going online with the audition materials on the 16th of, or excuse me, the end of this week. You'll be able to go online and get the information about the program, how to register, and then auditions are in May, and then we start up in July. So I mean, I know it seems a little far out, but summer's going to be here before you know it.
Yep. And what kind of age group are you looking at for that?
We're looking for current third grade through graduating seniors in high school. So we are looking for that age group. They basically will come in for their audition. We've got audition materials for them, so there's a short little monologue, and then a song that all of them will be singing. Hopefully it'll be memorized. And then they come in, they audition. Lori Heidenreich, who is a longtime friend of mine, she's a former choir director up in Whitewater. She'll be doing the musical direction again this year. Then I'll do the stage direction. Mike Stallsberg is doing our tech direction, and then we've got other production aspects too. So we've got a ton of stuff, and we'll talk more about Willy Wonka. We could take an entire show about Willy Wonka. So we have a lot of stuff coming up to promote this.
Yeah, and I know Lori quite well, and she's fantastic. And fortunately, one of my kids had a chance to work with her when she was teaching in high school. So really familiar with the talent there. So that's great.
But lots of stuff going on at JPAC, and come on down, check it out. There's all kinds of stuff. We have some summer programming, like I said, the Willy Wonka. Edie will be teaching a class for us down there. She'll be doing Greek heroes and myths.
Yes, Greek mythology.
So that'll be a class that we'll be offering this summer, and then they'll do a little performance on that. Vicki Knights will be coming down and doing an Oompa Loompa review that goes along with the Willy Wonka, which we'll talk more about that at our next meeting, Alan. But yeah, lots of things going on. Just keep JPAC in mind. If you're looking for some entertainment, you're not sure what to do, check out the website. Give us a call, come on down. Even if you just want to come down and take a look at the space. A lot of people are surprised when they come in. They're like, oh, I went to high school down here. I went to middle school here. And they haven't been in the building since they graduated from those places. And all these memories flood back. It's fun. So we get a lot of new families that are coming in and saying they never knew that the place existed. So if you haven't been to JPAC, come on down and check us out and see what we have to offer. A lot of things.
Yeah, beautiful theater.
Yes, it is.
So, well, thanks a lot for coming today.
Thank
Edie,
you for
Jim,
doing this.
Jim. So, we'll see you hopefully 1984. Ooh. I think I'm going to have to buy my tickets.
Yes, please
soon.
do. This Friday for 2 weekends.
Okay,
Friday,
very
Saturday,
good.
Sunday.
Thanks for taking the time, and
thank you.
Keep the arts alive here, people.